Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Wishful Podcast. I am your host, Jamar. Hello, welcome. That was a lot right there. The Wishful Podcast can be found on YouTube. It can be found on Amazon, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can find me on Facebook and TikTok. The Wishful Podcast name is the same on everything for your viewing and listening pleasures. We got that out the way. Today's episode is being sponsored by Cadillac. They don't know it yet. They don't know it yet. So Cadillac, GM Cadillac. I'm going to need y'all to send me one of them Blackwing engines so I can put it in the old school out there. Yeah. Thank y'all very much. Gracias. Today's date is March 16th, 2026. And we're going to start this episode off. I'm going to start it off with this. Then we're going to go to that. And we're going to finish up with that right there. Pretty much. That's how we're doing it. So I'm going to start this off with the flavor swap chips from Frito Lay. If y'all don't know what that is, it's basically, I feel like they did this before. They did do it. They did it with, what was it? It was, the Funyuns had another flavor, and like some other stuff had other flavors. So it's not new. But now they have the Doritos, and they have people's names on them as well. The Doritos has the Lay's sour cream and cheddar flavor. And on the back of the bag, you will see Speed. I show Speed. If y'all would like me to holler at him and get him on here, just say the word. I know some of y'all know him. I know some of y'all probably went to school with him. Yeah, tell him holler at your boy when he back in town, because I see he doing great things. There's Cheetos that has sweet heat barbecue. And I think that's a Ruffles. I don't know. I can't remember where that particular flavor comes from. And they have the Ruffles, which has the Cool Ranch flavor. Doritos Cool Ranch. So, I'll tell y'all now. I had all three of them. I had the big bags of I had 2 big bags until I seen the small bag of the Ruffles. My take on it, I think they played it safe. They didn't really douse it in flavor. They probably didn't want it to be too overwhelming. I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not a flavortician. But the Ruffles Cool Ranch, they taste like, I'm gonna say this. None of the three, they're not nasty. It's not like oh my goodness, I'm gonna just throw this away. You might feel a little plagued, you might feel a little disappointed, but you're still gonna eat them. You're gonna eat them. Maybe. I hope you do. The Ruffles Cool Ranch ones, they taste like diet sour cream and onion Ruffles chips. If you ever had Ruffles sour cream and onion chips, just imagine like a diet version of that. That's what they taste like. And that's really it. The Doritos, I like the Doritos. That kind of brought me back to a flavor that they used to have. It was called the Monterey Jack. This was way back in the 90s. I'm just scratching my leg, y'all. Scratching my leg. Mind your business. Scratching my ankle, my bad. Monterey Jack, which they brought back kind of recently as Jumpin' Jack or something. They kind of taste like that, except, again, they instead of hitting it, they just hit it with a little boop. They did that. They didn't hit it with a bam, they hit it with a boop. So, like I said, I like it. The other ones, the Cheetos, I think everybody's gonna like the Cheetos because it fits. They work. It's a sweet heat. It's not a flaming hot heat. I hope that makes sense to y'all. It's not a flaming hot type of heat. It actually has a flavor like you gonna lick your fingers after it, and That's a Lay's flavor. Lay's has that barbecue sweet heat, whatever it's called. And I like that one. I like the Cheetos version out of all three of them. Now, if y'all remember Duke the Fool on YouTube, go holler at him. Go check his page out as well. He's on TikTok as well. Duke the Fool. I'm going to have it up on the screen so you can see it. To my auditory people that's listening, it's going to be on the screen for you to imagine that you're seeing it. But it's Duke the Fool. DUKETHEFOOL. You can find him on YouTube and TikTok for your viewing pleasures. But he definitely he did a review on him. He didn't like him. You know what? I'm gonna mind my business. I'm gonna let y'all go look. I gave him a plug. Y'all go holler at him. Tell him I sent you. Yeah, Whistle Podcast sent you. So let's slide on to this. This is a little bit more serious. And we gonna go back to something that I talked about last week. And this is about the missing children. I did apparently piss one person off. And I'm going to make this into another short, and I kind of hope that I piss you off again. Or, I get your feedback, since you want to tell me in person and not put it on as a comment. So, a person on TikTok, y'all could go check it out and see what this person said. Woman made a comment under the video and said that she knew somebody that was kidnapped, that this person was drugged. I want to say that they either, like, they stuck them with something, or it was some kind of powder and, like, they put it on their face to where they just rendered them unconscious, and that was it. They were found in another country by I don't want to say a relief group. I can't think of what type of group it is, but, like, somebody in that group was like, hey, something's wrong with this picture. You don't belong here. And eventually got them back to the United States. Now, again, the person who made this comment was not the person that was drugged and sent over. They was told about this. And I mean, honestly, I really, really believe that. I really figure that's one of the only ways that you can get people, not just children, to be kidnapped. Like, it's something more. People ain't just, okay, I want to be kidnapped. I'm going to stand on a corner. Ha, 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 ha. And hey, y'all, I'm live. Come kidnap me. Then again, it's 2026. People do anything for likes and stuff. So people do that. Again, y'all won't be mad at me. That's fine. By all means, be mad. But y'all know me. I'm going to be real with it. People do some damn things for this internet here. But that was the thing. Now, recently, it was a teenager that was, I want to say, somewhere in Kentucky. They showed footage of her walking. I feel like it was her. I'll just say the teen was walking, and they didn't show the teen get inside of the van. They kind of showed what a van was. And authorities found, however they did, whatever they did, they found them down in Florida. And the teenager kid is now back in custody. It's kind of, that story was kind of one of those things that just kind of is here and then it disappears. Like, I hate that about the news. They don't really talk about it and just make it sticking out of mind. Like, oh, the kid got the van and ended up in Florida and blah, 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 and they're back. And then the other news today. That's how they do. But also, I'm not sure if this made it to nationwide news, but it was a younger kid. Not going to say the kid's name. 9 years old. Autistic nonverbal, was found in a retention pond. Pool. It's not a pool. Retention pond. Nearby the house. And apparently, in the state of Kentucky, they have what's called an Ian alert, IAN, Ian alert. But this alert went out 4 hours after the file was made. by the Kentucky State Police. I don't know why. I don't have that. Just giving y'all what I got. They found the kid deceased in the pool. And also, the state of Ohio, they have what's called a Joshua alert, which they are trying to get passed in the House legislation, whatever. I'm sorry, y'all. Politics, civics, all that stuff in high school. You know, I was in the class. I just was in the class. I don't remember it. So y'all know how bills and all of that stuff goes, where it goes, and the people who have to sign it. That's what a Joshua alert is. Again, y'all can make fun of me all y'all want. I'm being super honest and transparent with y'all. I really don't know to say that. And while y'all sitting there talking about me, half of y'all don't know your damn self. Y'all don't even remember what you had on yesterday. Mind your business, y'all. Mind your business. But they're trying to do a Joshua alert, and I hope that it passes. Now, I seen this on the news. I didn't see it on the nerd. Seen this on the news that they were talking about possibly giving swimming lessons to autistic children. I don't know how that's gonna go. Like I got a lot to say about that. I kind of do, but I kind of don't. But I just seen it on the news. I don't know if they're like really going to do this or try to. I mean, you can't make these kids you can't make them swim. Because if they don't want to swim, they're not going to swim, regardless if you know how to swim. There's a lot of people with common sense who don't use their damn common sense. Right? Right. Okay then. So now we finna go into our last subject. And here we go. So I have a question for y'all. In your mind, when you hear the word war, we're at war. We're going to war. We're about to go to war. What do you see? What do you visualize when you hear this? You know, do you visualize like soldiers with like the rifles just shooting and stuff and ducking down and running around and jumping from helicopters? You see tanks? Do you envision ships and planes dropping bombs and stuff? I'm curious. I'm really asking, like, what, when you hear that word, what comes to mind? What do you see? Now, we have this conflict, as they're calling it, that's going on over with Iran and Israel. They're calling it a conflict. This is something different. This isn't that type of war with the things that I previously mentioned. This is something different. And a lot of it is going to be cyber warfare. If y'all don't know what that is, go look it up. But to be honest, it's I feel like a lot of stuff has been tested against the United States. Cyber warfare is pretty much somebody hacking into somebody's system. Think about it, people. How many times have any social media thing went down? When TikTok goes down, Facebook goes down, Instagram goes down, YouTube, any of these things goes down for more than a couple minutes, hours, people lose their mind. Like, they be in the street just running around like, I don't know what to do. Like, dude, use your common sense. Like I just said, people who got common sense don't use their common sense. But all of that to say, that's a form of cyber warfare. You got somebody over in a room way 17,000 miles away in a whole nother country, 15 hours away, and they just press a button and knock out all types of stuff. How many times have AT&T, Verizon, and all these other people have been hacked? All these other things been hacked. That is a form of cyber warfare. You know, it's not always about physical violence to where you're taking a rifle and you're doing this and you're doing that. It's not always about that. I promise it's not. And of course, our media is not going to tell us and let us know certain things because sheeple, SHEEPLE, sheeple. The sheeple It's just gonna find it, and it's just retarded. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna give 3 good references. So the other day, I'm on Facebook, and I seen a post that was talking about Cat Williams. It's a picture of Cat Williams, and it has some other stuff on this post. And the post starts off by saying Cat Williams he didn't give any prior notifications that he was going to go live. Cat Williams decided to live stream, and it was like 2.8 billion with a B billion people tuned in and watched this live stream. And it's like 4, 5, 6, 7 paragraphs of stuff under it that was written. And when I tell you, it's thousands upon thousands of comments that chimed into this picture that I seen on Facebook, which is basically AI. The whole thing was fake. Cat Williams did not live stream, and it was fake. One person said they picked it up immediately because they saw the sentence structure was Chat GPT-ish. And it's just like, now we believe anything that's on Facebook, that's on social media. And I've mentioned that in one of my previous episodes. Again, feel free. Go check it out. Yeah, go check it out. Go check it out. But, it's there. That's what we'll be doing. And I really think wherever this AI stuff is coming from, whatever servers, any of those things, I think they giving it to us slowly. They're giving it to us piece by piece. Okay, so I'm going to give them Chat GPT. I'm going to give them this. And then they got, I think it's Sosa. It's something. You make like little animated things or whatever you type in. I'm going to give them this. And then Chat GPT not Chat GPT. And then AI is going to turn into something more. Okay. And then it's going to turn into something bigger. They're giving us AI in small steps is what they're doing. And again, we just as dumb. We don't know no better. We really don't. Again, all on social media. I'm going to say it slow because I feel like I'm going to say it wrong. The caricatures. Those things, if y'all remember them, again, just get on social media. You know what it is because it's an animated picture. And a lot of people, I guess it looks cool. It looks cute. And you just type in whatever. And it gives you this whole thing, the character of what it hears and what you type in. I didn't do it. Anything that's like that with dealing with AI type of, no, I'm not doing that. If it's not a picture that I took on my phone or somebody else took on their phone, I'm not posting it. No, you not. Because again, that's facial recognition software. Again, I could sit here and go down some rabbit holes, and I really need to. I need to, so I can start making these episodes longer. I got y'all. Conspiracy theories. Somebody told me I need to talk about cloning. I got you, TY. I got you. Next week, next episode, we gonna talk about it. We about to start getting a little bit deeper. But as I mentioned before, a lot of reasons why I don't get super deep into things is I got a full-time job. I work. I'm going to dedicate my work hours to my job, my work, because it pays me, it gives me my medical benefits, it gives me my leave, and all this other stuff. I'm going to do that. Wishful Podcast is not at that level yet, even though I'm number 1 rated in all of the world. It's just not there yet. So that's where we at. So, again, if you have somebody or if you yourself would like to say, hey, I could do a little bit of digging for you. You give me a topic, I could give you X, Y, and Z and send it to you. Financial compensation may be available. Have your people call my people. So back to this war thing. I'm gonna go from old to now. So one of my favorite movies, I'm an action junkie. This movie is called Live Free or Die Hard. This is a Die Hard movie with Bruce Willis. This movie came out in 2007. And in this particular movie, they had what's called a fire sale. And this was a 3-step thing. The first step was to disable transportation, the trains, all the red lights and all of that stuff. The second step was financial markets, so the stock market crashed and all of those things. The last step was to disable the utilities, which was supposed to cause total society collapse. And, you know, it was a guy that was just doing this stuff. You know, it's always a bad guy just doing it. And yeah. But the fact that somebody thought of this way back in 2007, and here we are, 2026. Y'all do the math on it. How many years is that? Y'all tell me. The fact that somebody did this that many years ago, whether it's true or not, I don't know whether it really can happen or not. I don't know. Again, we just talked about cyber warfare. You know, you put two and two together. You know, all of these things, this caricature, the chat GPTs, the AI, you could do this from your cell phone. You probably could do it from your watch if you got a smart watch. And that's just being real. So we're going to go to the next movie. The next movie is Angel Has Fallen. This movie came out in 2019. This is the Olympus Has Fallen. If you follow those type of movies, it's a what's the word? A series. And that I feel like that was the last one that came. But Angel Has Fallen came out in 2019. Morgan Freeman was the president. Y'all need to go check it out. You know we can't let nothing happen to The Voice. Nothing can happen to Morgan Freeman. That's just disrespect. Zero disrespect will be tolerated when it comes to Morgan Freeman. Argue with your mom. But I brought that movie up because at the beginning of it, maybe 10, 15 minutes into it, Morgan Freeman, the president, he was on a river and he was fishing. He has a secret service detail, and someone released these drones. Now, the drones look like birds, and somebody spotted it. They're like, hey, is that bats? You know, they came from, you know, they came and somebody seen it. And I guess as they got closer, or maybe he heard the sound, he was like, no, it's drones, it's drones. Now, these drones had cameras, and they had the ability to, the person that was controlling them, they were able to see who it was and explode on that person or not, fly to the next target. All of that to say, these things are happening. They may not be happening at this particular level, but these things are happening. Have I seen on social media where people talked about pigeons and stuff and different types of birds? Like, hey, have you ever seen a small pigeon before? Like, all of these birds, all these pigeons, you see they grown. Like, where the little bitty ones at? Where the baby birds at? And it make you think, like, you know what? That's true. I don't see none of them. Everything I see in the sky, they full. All these, they grown, rather. All these, like, where the baby pigeons at? Where they at? You don't see that. And again, social media tell you, like, I seen this and it followed me and so, and it didn't make noise and it didn't look like this. This stuff is real. They're going to test this stuff on us because sheeple. They're going to test it on us. We don't know no better. And I mean, if you did, what we going to do? You going to take one of the drones? Because if you take one of the drones, what you think going to happen? They're going to be knocking on your door in about 26 minutes, less than 30 minutes, guaranteed, hold your money back. They're going to be knocking on your door. Go ahead, take one of their drones. You better hope it don't blow up if you take it. But that's in 2019. Again, this is a movie. I'm not saying that this really, really happens. I don't want y'all to sit here and be sitting here like, oh, what's for podcast did it happen? Not, don't you damn do that. Don't do that. Nope. Don't even fix your face to say it. And the last one is this movie, this series, this TV series is called Paradise with Sterling K. Brown. Shout out Sterling. I love you, bro. You keep doing what you do. Keep doing what you do. This movie, I'm not gonna go too much into it because it's still going. If you want to catch season 1, you can. It's season 2 is being released I think episode is every week. So it's like season 2, episode 5 or 6 right now. It's still going. It's not ending. So by all means, first season is great. Second season, so far where I'm at, it looks like it's backstories and it turns into Fallout 3. If you ever played that video game. Again, that's just that particular episode. I'm not going into it. But a lot of stuff happened. Man, trying to say this without getting into it is kind of hard. But the president of the United States, he has the football. The football is the big suitcase that they carry around, and basically, he had the option of shooting all of the United States nuclear payload against threats and targets, or he can use the blue card. My bad, that was the red card to shoot the nukes. Blue card is to use EMPs that were strategically placed around the Earth with an F, Earth. He chose to use the EMPs, and they were telling him, like, if you use EMPs, you're kind of going to set civilization back to however many hundred years. He did that. There were some nukes that landed in America, but he decided to do that, and I have questions about it. But it's a TV show; it has to be entertaining. So after he did the EMP, the people, you know what? I'm gonna stop right there. He uses the EMP against these things. This is in 2025, just to kind of give you the evolution of where we are with technologies. Has the EMP been used before? To my knowledge, it has not. EMP is an electromagnetic pulse. Those of you who play FPS games, pretty sure you heard of EMP grenade. These types of things. It is basically anything computer with a computer chip is going to be rendered useless. But something like a lawnmower or things like that you can still use. And it's a lot of smart people that can still figure out things without computers. There's still ways to communicate and such. But yeah. Lastly, I'm going to say these things about the whole war situation. I think, and people have used the term sleeper cells to be activated here in the United States. So this is my opinion. I think that's already been happening. Think about all of the small attacks that's been happening in the United States. I think those are all kind of, not all, I think most of them are test runs. And, you know, some people kind of admit to it. Because, again, the authorities always go to these people's house, and it's just always spick and span clean. And the manifest is just right there as soon as you walk in. Like, oh, as soon as we open the door, we knew his alliance sisters. Right. But all of these attacks, these small attacks, like I said, I think they're a test to see what and how. I think other countries kind of study certain things, the psychological effects of certain things of Americans. Again, this is all my opinion. People talk about sleeper cells, and yeah, I believe that. See, the difference between the United States and all the other countries in the world is you have to figure the United States has military bases around the world. There's a military military base just about everywhere. It may not be all over the country of whatever, but there's a base there somewhere, right? Right. Now, is that true here? Does China have a Chinese military base in Colorado? No. Does Africa or any hostile duty, do they have that here? No, they don't. And yes, I know about NATO and all this. I know that. I know. But that's why. There's a lot of people here. The whole aliens. There's a lot of people here that get money, and they get all this tax-free money to start up businesses and do all of these things. These sleeper cells. And you don't know who they are. I don't know who they is. Definitely happening. I see a lot of ethnicities that come to my job, and they do a lot of things that I haven't seen in the past years. Like, whoa, where this guy come from? Where these group of guys come from? They're clearly not American. They're not Spanish. They're you. You are very far. Why does your first name have 19 letters in it? You can't begin to pronounce it. That's just your first name. Like, that's horrible. Like I said, that is my opinion. I'm definitely with the sleeper cells to be activated. Who's to say? Again, conspiracies. We could talk about the whole 9/11, that whole thing. I got rabbit holes for days. Like, the Titanic wasn't the Titanic. It was a sister ship, and it was sunk for X, Y, and Z particular reasons that had to deal with money and such. Things like that. We can do it. We can do it. But yeah. So that being said, I really hope y'all like this episode. You can find me. Oh, and by all means, always tell a friend. Go tell your friend. Yeah. Go tell your friend. It's the Wishful Podcast. Hey. It's the Wishful Podcast. So, always remember, mind your business. Drink some water. Wishful Podcast is out.